What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Top Dasher ATL back with another one. And I got news for you today in the food delivery world. Let's take a ride. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Top Dasher ATL back with another one. And I got some interesting news today. I was reading up on a news article about DoorDash is planning on expanding globally of whatever, and how they're doing this right now. Their first step is they headed over to London, the United Kingdom. They went to holler at British real quick. And there's a guy by the name of Will Schull who has a delivery company in the United Kingdom, and he founded this company in 2013. And from what I heard is he's supposed to be stepping down uh, October the 2nd. And there was accusations of a deal put out there to him for 2.9 billion from the CEO, Tony of DoorDash. Yeah, they're trying to buy him out. And DoorDash is pretty much it's going to expand once they do that. Now, I don't know what they plan on doing with the company, but I believe they're probably just going to have DoorDash in London. It's just going to expand from here into London. They're just going to remove that name because it's now bought. And DoorDash is just going to be slowly, but I can't really say slowly. That's a big step right there. They're going to be moving at an alarming rate, expanding around the globe. And if that deal takes place October the 2nd, that's going to be a big move for DoorDash. Because we all know, I believe DoorDash is almost close to 80% of all the deliveries, food delivery in the United States right now. They're outshining everyone. They even got all these catering programs, becoming a pro shopper. You build your pro shopper status up. They're kind of taking over the game with the food, man. And also, not just that, products, items. I've been picking up a couple of orders from Best Buy. They had me picking up a TV, smart chargers, headphones, gaming equipment. I've been picking that stuff up, man. And that shows you where they're headed. You know what I'm saying? They're really improving and stepping their game up real fast, man. But this is a video I want to just show you of, this news reporter talking to Tony, the CEO of DoorDash, pretty much explaining on, them going global or whatever and expanding around the world. But check this video out.
DoorDash announcing two big acquisitions for Deliveroo and 7 rooms worth billions of dollars. It's an effort to transform its business offering and expand its service internationally. Joining us right now in an exclusive interview is DoorDash's co-founder and CEO, Tony Xu. We are thrilled to have him here. Tony, good morning to you. A big quarter, a big sort of moment in terms of just what the expansion of this company looks like. I don't know if we want to go earnings first or we want to go deals first. I kind of want to go deals first.
Your choice.
Dealer's choice. So I'm gonna go deals first in terms of just what this ultimately means for the company in terms of how it's going to grow and frankly how you see the competition playing out.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you see is that DoorDash is a multi-product company now that's operating on a global scale. And I think that is in part, I think, what you're seeing. I mean, our aspiration has always been to grow and to empower local economies all over the world. the willingness and the desire of every small, medium, and large retailer to become a digital powerhouse. That's true in San Francisco. That's true in London. That's true anywhere in the world. And so that's really what the nature of these partnerships are about. In the case of Deliveroo, we are adding to our footprint in Europe. Should the deal close, we would then operate in 30 countries across the continent and 45 countries globally. In the case of 7Rooms, we are adding to the DoorDash commerce platform, where we've white labeled our services such as DoorDash Drive, which you could think of white label delivery, DoorDash Storefront, white label online ordering, and now with 7Rooms, white label marketing to help restaurants get a 360 view of their customers, regardless of the channels in which they dine with them.
What's the integration ultimately look like behind the scenes in terms of, to the extent there are going to be cost savings, and how integrated will some of these services be or not be? Because I know that you're going to maintain some of the brands and whatnot.
Yeah, that's something we're going to have to figure out. Obviously, our goal here is to maximize for success. And so while you'll certainly see certain, services and tech stacks integrated to allow, the best, offering, especially the best of scale that DoorDash brings, we also want to learn and navigate all of the different local challenges that we see, given that this is a highly local business. And so it really is a best of both approach, where you're going to see, a consistent service, but we're going to maximize our the offerings to each respective market.
We had the CEO of Uber on a little bit earlier. How do you see the competition with them playing out? Is that, if you were to put one company on your sort of competitor board, is that it at this point?
No, I think the competitor I always put on the board is really rising consumer expectations. I think that's always been what's driven us at DoorDash, and frankly, that's always the highest aspiration. What we've delivered for a customer yesterday probably isn't good enough for what we will deliver for them today. And so for me, it's always, obviously we're careful about understanding, the different peers that we compete with. We don't underestimate anyone. But truly what inspires us and motivates us is the consumer and their rising expectations.
You just mentioned the consumer. I think we're all trying to understand what's going on with the consumer in this economy here in the U.S. and abroad, given the tariff story, and whether these numbers are, the expectations around a slowdown are playing out or not. Apparently this morning it did not seem that way with Uber. It does not appear that way in the context of your earnings. But what are you seeing?
Yeah, well, I think what you're seeing is a lot of fear in the system. I think that is very real. Consumer sentiment certainly has swung negative, in past months, but we haven't seen the order behavior change. As you referenced, we saw record earnings where we saw, 20% plus growth on our top line on a very large base. And we're seeing order rates of different cohorts continuing to improve as the activity levels grow with the increasing number of use cases, as well as different categories now of delivery that DoorDash is offering.
What's happening to your costs? And I'm thinking about, you've got a pilot program going on in Pennsylvania for this benefit program for Dashers. And I'm curious just how you see costs over time, either going up or I doubt going down.
Yeah, well, our belief in programs like the one you referenced, the portable benefits program in Pennsylvania, which we're now taking to other states, is that Dashers ought to be able to have what they want, which is the flexibility of a type of work like ours, and also protection and benefits. And so you're right to say that, in general, costs go up. But what I would also say is that efficiency, as well as the ability to produce new features to grow the order behavior in our system, especially as now we are a multi-product company, also grows. And so it's always this balancing act. You'll obviously have to invest in order to, achieve a certain outcome, which then delivers financial results. But job number one is making sure that we deliver for the customer, in this case, the Dasher.
We heard 2 weeks ago that Lyft is going to go international. They have been a domestic player thus far. You've worked with them before. Do you see, how do you see that piece of the world playing out?
Specifically, you mean within ride hailing?
Whether ride hailing for you ultimately has to get matched up, whether you think you ultimately match up with a ride hailer ever in a more meaningful way.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing I would say is I can't think of any other program or set of services that would be more useful than ones that connect local customers to local businesses. If you take something like restaurant delivery, that has the greatest, frequency of activity, both because of the type of use case, eating, but also because you're connecting you to everything inside your city. So I think for us, the focus is squarely on that, making sure that organically we build the best-in-class products, that we continue to do that and continue to meet the increasing standards from customers. I think with respect to other types of services, we do have partnerships. I mean, you mentioned Lyft. We have a partnership with Lyft that we're happy about in the United States. We have other types of partnerships as well. I mean, that's certainly a part of our ecosystem, but the main focus is organically building great products.
And there you have it, you guys. You heard it from himself. You can see where this is headed. Hey, like I say, DoorDash is growing. But hey, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to get more tips and tricks and news and updates, stay in tune and turn on that notification. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. I'm out.